lights are red. Let battle commence.
Two Wheels is proudly powered by Broadlink, delivering serious bandwidth for serious business.
Welcome to the show. First up on Two Wheels TV this week, we feature our motorcycle journalist's new bike of 2014. Don't go far. Yes, welcome to the Motorcycle Journalist Bike of the Year competition to find out which is the most popular motorcycle of 2014. The contenders are the totally revamped Kawasaki Z1000, which is powered by a 4-cylinder 1043cc motor and retails for 135,000 Rand. Entering the fray for this year is the Suzuki V-Strom Adventure model, which is a 1037cc V-twin motor and retails for 130,000 Rand. Team Orange have entered their 1290 Superduke, which has a powerful twin-cylinder motor, amazing styling and retails for 187,000 Rand. Something interesting is the Harley Davidson Project Rushmore, which has liquid cooling for the first time and sells for a massive 317,000 Rand. Another contender is the gorgeous-looking and sounding MV Agusta Rivale from Italy, which is a 3-cylinder high-tech engine and retails for 159,000 Rand. Our final entry comes from Yamaha and is a fabulous-looking Yamaha MT-07. It's got a Big Bang 689cc twin-cylinder engine and costs 95,000 Rand. The Motorcycle Journalist's new bike of the year. In my opinion, it really should be that, a new bike, something that is new on the market.
I've been invited along to the Motorcycle Journalist Bike of the Year, which I'm very proud to be part of. And what an interesting concept it is. We all want to know what the best bike of the year is, but it depends on the person. What do you do? Do you ride every day? Do you go touring? Do you like wheelies? Do you like madness? Do you like track days? Mention track days, you'll certainly notice that there's no super bikes here, which, let's be honest, there aren't many new ones at all.
One of the conditions of this Bike of the Year test is that you have to be a motorcycle journalist, which I quite like. So you're kind of getting the real opinions of people that are in the industry, either have TV shows or magazines, and you get a real honest opinion.
And for a change, we have a broad spectrum of motorcycles.
There's a whole bunch of us that have vast experience of riding, and we have a range of bikes that are new in the 2014 market.
It's quite an honour for me to be here, really, especially when you consider the company I'm keeping today, the likes of Dave Peterson, ex-MotoGP racer.
And Dave Peterson, the South African.
Rob Portman, national racer.
Behind both Rob Portman and Dylan White.
And then obviously Bill Hunter and Dudley Faree, who've just about ridden every single bike that ever was made.
6 journalists, 6 bikes. That's what we thought would work the best, because there really are 6 contenders. We could have brought some other bikes in, different models. There's been a few arguments about which bikes we should have, but these are the best 6 bikes represented here in South Africa today. In New Bike of the Year, I'm looking for a bike that's appealing, good function, good performance, and good value for money.
For me, the important aspect is to analyze and have an overall package. You want the overall package. You want well priced, build quality must be very important, servicing, maintenance, running costs, use the motorcycle every day. You want something that works for you. And besides that, you need to have a pillion on the back. On occasions when the wife or the girlfriend allows or wants to come with, you've got to make sure that you've got to keep the pillion happy, because without mommy happy or the girlfriend happy, then you definitely don't ride.
Given my heritage in motorcycling, I'll be looking for something that is probably performance orientated. But today, or maybe it's a bit different actually.
Now, for those of you that know me, I'm more of a sports bike kind of guy. I'm not really into the touring bikes or the big Harley Davidsons, but it's interesting to have these bikes here to test. And I must say, my eyes were opened a little bit by some of the bikes, but still, the sports bike is the way for me to go. And it's really impressive to have some of the naked bikes here. It's a good combination of both.
I think out of everybody that's here, I probably do the most mileage. I ride every single day of my life. And for me, the bike of the year has got to be a bike that first of all thrills me, that is comfortable, that makes me enjoy my daily commutes. And if you look at the bikes that are here, all of them actually fit that description.
I've got to be honest, I don't normally do big mileage on a motorcycle. I tend to ride around town, that sort of thing. I'm not really into the touring aspect, so for me the fun factor is very important. The way the bike pulls away from the traffic light, the way it behaves around a racetrack for instance, and the way it handles the corners and bumps.
And I do believe that we've chosen a fantastic cross-section of brand new 2014 motorcycles. So I don't want you all going, oh, what about Hayabusa or ZX14? Well, they're gone. They're not brand new ones like these.
It's a good variety of bikes that we've got here to test, and interesting to see there's no superbike, which is really my kind of market. I prefer the superbike, but in the market today, the reality is that superbikes are taking a bit of a dip. The naked bikes that we've got some really great naked bikes on test, are really taking over.
Strangely enough, there are no superbikes here, but there are no real new ones around. So I think we've got a good section here. We've got a lovely tourer, the Harley Davidson, the Cruiser, the Rushmore project, which is something absolutely new, and if you've ridden one, you will know why it is so fabulous. There's a few naked bikes here, which are the best bikes in my opinion, and I love them to bits for commuting. You've got the Strom, which is fabulous because it's the first time that Suzuki has come out with traction control and ABS on a bike.
From Harley to KTM, obviously Yamaha, Suzuki, I came in with a mind of what I thought would win, and my mind has definitely changed as the bikes all react in different ways and to the conditions that they put under. And yeah, you got to think of how you want to ride the bike. Are you going short distances to work or long distances to work? What is your budget going to be on servicing and things like that?
The motorcycles that we've tested here for 2014 are all brand new, 2014 models, and I reckon this is the way that the future of motorcycling in South Africa is going to go. It's like that throughout the world, so why should we be any different?
Strange, the bike industry in South Africa has definitely gone away from the super bike market, because in the past, our bike of the year would normally be a super bike. That was the pinnacle of the market. That's all changed for us right now. So you'll see a lot more street bikes, a lot more cruiser bikes, a lot more adventure bikes. That's where the market is now.
Personally, I prefer a diesel motorbike. I mean, where on earth are they? I've got a diesel car, diesel wins Le Mans, diesel wins everything. When are we going to see a diesel bike of the year, or more importantly, an electric bike of the year, which I don't think is very far away indeed.
I've really got to step out of the norm to find what I think is the bike of the year, what we think is the bike of the year. And there's so many attributes that you have to take into consideration, being from price to servicing costs to reliability to just everyday use. So we've really got to put our thinking caps on here, and it's going to be tough. We've got a really good bunch of bikes here, and it's going to be really tough to pick a winner, but at the end of the day there has to be a winner.
But it's been an interesting day, swapping around, chatting, talking, gibbering. I'm quite looking forward to the end result.
Every time I got into a bike, my mind changed to what the bike could be used for. But it's slowly going towards a certain bike that I think will overall be the best bike or bike of the year.
So obviously we've got to choose one winner. It's going to be very, very difficult. So there are amazing bikes here behind me, but there has to be one.
We've ridden all these motorcycles. We've swapped, we've changed, we've ridden them in different conditions, hard, soft, comfort. We've tried everything.
It's going to be really interesting for me to see which bike comes out as our bike of the year.
It's got a really good mix. We've got a Harley Davidson, a big Harley Davidson, which is new to me, and we've got everything from the big CC bikes to even a new little MT-07, which surprisingly enough really in my mind. So great variety of bikes, and I'll let you know later which one I think is the bike of the year.
So, what is 2014 Bike of the Year? Keep watching, make a cup of tea, because you'll find out shortly.
Our journey ends at the Historic Motorcycle Museum in Denaysville, which does seem to be a fitting end to the competition, and is well worth a visit, by the way. Gathered around the lunch table and the pressure is on. It's time to tally up the scores.
Battling to add this up.
Yeah, so I'm putting on my calculator.
Would you like a calculator?
Spoiled on this Motorcycle Journalist Bike of the Year 2014. This is what we're having for lunch. Salt and pepper.
I enjoyed all the bikes, in fact, and my scores were very close at the end, and once again very difficult to choose our Motorcycle Journalist new Bike of the Year. But at the end of the day, for me, there was one bike when I added up all the scores that it came out as the actual winner, and it's the orange bike, the KTM 1290, scored 40 points on my list. And these are how the scores worked: styling, performance, handling, comfort and pricing, all out of a possible 10 points. And there it is, the KTM with 40 points.
At the end of the day, my bike of the year is the KTM 1190. It just added up. Things like the Harley was a great bike, did surprise me, but what really killed it was it didn't have Facebook and it didn't have DSTV.
And there is Rob scoring for all the bikes. Interesting that the Yamaha MT-07 finishes up second in his book by a single point.
Overall package, styling, economy of the bike, just overall would be the KTM.
There are Zen and Birkby's scores, with the Kawasaki actually coming in second place, and only he could find half a point for the MV Agusta, close third.
And to me, I think the bike, the overall package, value for money, handling, performance, comfort, pillion, although we didn't have pillions on the back today. But the overall package for me, I must say, goes to the Kawasaki Z1000.
Dudley Farie's scores, the Kawasaki Z1000 on top. Interesting though that the Yamaha MT-07 once again a close second for Dudley.
And because I'm a female, I've got two winners, and here they are. The KTM and the MT-07. They both added up to exactly the same scores based on different categories. But I know that I'm riding the orange one home, and I'm happy.
Well, only a lady would come up with a dead heat for Motorcycle of the Year, and that is between the KTM 1290 Superduke and the Yamaha MT-07 on 36 points.
It has to be the orange one, KTM. Great all-rounder, fantastic suspension, awesome 154 horsepower on the dyno, the maddest wild child ever made by KTM. I can't think of anything better to win it. I love it, I want one, and unfortunately that witch Natalie is going to take it home.
We thought Bill would vote for the Harley Davidson as Bike of the Year, but it is the KTM 1290 and the MT-07 just a point behind. There you have it. Our Motorcycle Journalist Bike of the Year for 2014, the KTM Superduke 1290.